Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's time for some midday learning. Midday learning. Thanks for coming in. We're going to be talking about FICO scores today. Talking about FICO scores today. Hello, hello. Vitamin D, essentially Nico. Hello, Nico. Coming in on IG. Come on in, Facebook. Come on in. We're going to learn about FICO scores and scoring and how it all works. Right? All right. This is going to be some awesome learning today about FICO scores, about credit. This is the season, listen, to get your credit straight. If your credit's not straight, it's the season to get your credit straight. Not only get your credit straight, but you might already have good scores, but you need to send those scores up. You need to get a boost in the scores. You want to get the ideal scoring of either a 750 or higher. Some of you want to get into the 800s. These principles that I'm going to be teaching over these next weeks. Listen, you want to tune in because I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks on what to do to get your score higher and what the lenders and different banks and different places that you do business with, what they are looking for you to get approved. Okay. So we're talking about FICO scores today. A FICO score, we know, is a 3-digit number, and it's based on the information that's on your credit. It's based on the information that's on your credit. So you may have a different blend of credit. Everybody's score is different, and it's different because everybody's doing something different. You may have car notes. You may have credit cards. You may have mortgages. You may have other items that drive your score. And not only that, you have different levels of credit that have been given to you. Different levels of credit limits. You have different levels of how much you owe on a credit card. So all those things drive your score. And listen, that 3-digit score is important. It is important. It is important if you're trying to get approved for a car. It is important if you're trying to get approved for a house. It is important. It is important. And so I am here to help you get to the next level. Listen, to get to the next level of your credit journey, right? Because listen, some people say, oh, credit's not important. Oh, yes, it is. It can stop you from getting a good job. Hello, somebody. You're trying to get a job with the government. If you're trying to get a job, even in banking, finance, dealing with people's confidential information, all types of things. Listen, you need good credit because what they will do is they will pull your credit to see if you're credit worthy. If you're not credit worthy, then there's a chance that you can be tempted by what you're going to see, dealing with people's social security cards and their credit and different things. And so that can stop you from getting a job. It can stop you not only from getting a job, it can stop you from buying a house, renting an apartment, all types of things. So it's important that we get our credit profile together. Now, the good news is this. My thing is, I believe in educating so that you guys control your own credit. Yes, you want to control your own credit. In order to control your credit, you got to know all about it. You got to know what drives it. You got to know, well, how do I get this score? What is it all about? Who controls it? What's going on with all of this? So listen, that's what these next series of things are going to do. And I want to, first of all, say absolutely welcome, welcome, welcome to many of you. You're new to Boss Academy. You are new to Sean Rogers and our credit education platform. This is a credit and financial education platform. This is a platform for financial literacy. We're going to not only be learning about credit, we're going to be learning about wealth building. We're going to be learning about home buying. We're going to be, whatever it is, dealing with financial wealth, business credit, all types of things we're going to be learning in the academy. So listen, hone in, listen, make this one of your favorite pages. So when I go live, because I'm going to just begin to come live and I'm going to be giving you some really, really good information. Definitely you want to get on the mailing list so that you get the emails, because listen, I got a whole little credit school going on in the emails. Okay, you're going to be getting emails at least twice a week They're going to be giving you information about your credit journey and what to do about it. And in these sessions, you'll be able to ask questions and different things like that. So listen, listen, listen. Oh, somebody said, can you go live here? Because I don't have Facebook. Yes, I'm going to be going live on all my platforms. Listen, unless it is a private class. And if you are in the academy of any of the academies, the 90-day transformation, if you are in Boss Academy, listen, you're going to be having some private courses with me. So I will not be going publicly live. So the public lives, yes, I will be having them on the platform on IG as well as inside the group. However, there are going to be some information that is going to be more in depth. You want to get into one of those courses so that you get some in-depth coaching, some in-depth training, okay, that we'll be doing inside the courses. So listen, 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 that 3-digit code, that 3-digit FICO code is, listen, it is calculated by the 3 credit bureaus, which is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm not preaching. I'm going to lead the hallelujahs today. But y'all know I love God, so I give him all the glory. So listen, listen, listen. So the 3-digit credit score comes from those 3 bureaus. And what they do is they take the information that's being reported to them to create those scores. Those scores are dependent on how much money you owe to a person, how you've been making your payments. Have you ever been late? What is your limit versus how much you are carrying on a particular account is very, very important. Okay. So FICO scores versus credit scores, because there is something called a Vantage score as well. They are different. And sometimes you wonder, you may go try to buy a car and your score was one thing. It might be a 650, and then you go somewhere else and now it's a 620. And you're like, what? What is going on? How is that possible? Because listen, each particular credit bureau is scoring based on what is being reported to them. If something is being reported to them differently or at a different time of the month, your score is not going to be the same. Okay. And so, will the Academy videos be on Zoom? The Academy videos are inside a course. So actually, and I'll talk about that a little more. I'm going to talk about the course a little more because listen, right now, the course is only $5.77. Y'all, get in the course. Even if you just want to try it out for the first month, $5.77 is cheaper than a Happy Meal, cheaper than whatever y'all buying out there. So listen, you want to get in so that at least you get a feel for what you're going to get, what you're going to do. Listen, we're constantly adding more lessons each week. You're going to get new lessons into the course to watch. There are videos. You can do it at your own pace. You won't feel rushed. And for those of you who want to rush, you can. So listen, I'm going to talk more about the academies in just a minute. But listen, and there are differences in them, but I'm going to talk about them in a minute. So stay tuned, stay to the end so that you know what you got going on. Okay. So listen, the difference between a FICO and a non-FICO. Not all scores are FICO scores. That's important for you to know that. Not all scores are FICO scores because listen, 90% of the top lenders of today, listen, they use the FICO scores. Listen, if you're going to get something like buying a house, if you're going to get a large car purchase or any type of large loan, they are using FICO scores. They're not using Vantage scores. Vantage scores are many times scores that are being made accessible to you, the consumer, right? So you'll go in Credit Karma, you go into these different apps to see what your score is, right? And then your score will say 720. And then you go and apply for something and they'll say, oh no, baby, your score is 640. Difference. FICO versus Vantage, many times that's the case. Okay, many times that's the case because what's happening is it's a different scoring system. And not only is it a different scoring system, who is creating that score determines whether it's a FICO or a Vantage score. Okay. Okay. And so listen. When it comes to FICO scores versus credit scores, the answer is quite a lot. There's quite a bit of a difference. FICO scores are used by 90%. Somebody say 90% of the top lenders because they make decisions based on their credit approvals, their terms, your interest rate. All of that, listen, is geared toward your FICO score and what that FICO score is. Listen, somebody put it in the chat. FICO is important. FICO is important. The FICO is important. That's the one that you worried about, okay? I don't want to say worried about, but that's the one you're concerned with. That's the one that you want to make sure is the good one. Okay. Okay. So you want to be concerned about a FICO score. Why? Because lenders know that what they're getting when they review a FICO score. They know that FICO scores are trusted scores. They're not just somebody throwing in the scores. Listen. I believe in repairing credit and do it yourself. Because when you do it yourself, listen, you won't do a bad thing anymore, because you're gonna be like, I fixed this thing myself. I control this thing myself, and I'm not trusting nobody else with it but me. You know what's going on in your life. You know who you deal with. Listen, you ought to be controlling your own credit scores and your credit report. Okay. And so listen, I get it. Some people don't have time. I get it. But listen, when that score dropped to a 550 and you like, but I paid X so and so to do this. Listen, you can't always trust that the person that you paid is going to keep your credit score at a very good level. Okay. So it's important that you know how to correct it yourself. All right. And so FICO scores are unique algorithms. They're an algorithm, just like Instagram got an algorithm, just like Facebook has an algorithm. The credit scoring system has an algorithm, and it goes by, like I said, the different things that are reported into the system, and it calculates the credit risk. A FICO score is based on your credit risk. Do you pay your bills on time? Do you charge your card up to the limit? All those things go into whether your FICO score is high or low. Okay. Yes, health, wellness, FICO is important. FICO is important, expensive. I see you. So listen. FICO scores are unique algorithms, and they calculate your credit risk based on the information that is contained in the credit report. That's why it's important that, listen, somebody put in the chat, I control my credit. I control my credit. You got to get that mindset. If y'all missed my little mindset video, I think it was almost 2 weeks ago, I did the mindset video about credit. Listen, go back and watch it, because y'all going on the journey with me, right? Who's on the journey with me? Go ahead and put a number 2 in the chat. Go put a 2 in the chat if you're on the journey with me. Stay on this journey with me, because my journey is going to lead you. First of all, I have built this journey for you to get what you need out of credit. First of all, high scores, great profile, excellent history, right? The next thing I built this program for is for home buyers, car buyers, and wealth builders. Home buyers, car buyers, and wealth builders. Okay. If you're in any of those categories, you need to stay on this journey with me, because I'm going to lead you right where you need to go. I'm going to give you the information that you need to get to the next level of your life. Okay. And that means with that information, okay, you're going to learn how to correct your credit so that you get approved for a house, so that you get approved for the car that you want, so that you get approved for renting the apartment that you want, because everybody don't want to buy a house. Okay. All right. And that you build wealth the way you need to build wealth, whether it's investing in the stock market, whether it's investing in houses, whether it's, renovating houses. I'm the lady. I've been doing this 25 years plus. I'm not going to even add the plus years on. Okay. 25 years. I have been helping people buy houses, build credit, build wealth, invest, renovate, construction, the whole 9 yards. So that's all you need. You need to follow this page, because I'm going to be on a journey this year for you guys to succeed. Okay. That's my passion. That's what I do. All right. So I see you growing in life. So listen, FICO scores are like an algorithm. They're infused by an algorithm, right? By how you pay, how much you pay, how much you have as balances on your credit cards or whatever it is you have. Okay. So listen, some people are telling you guys, oh, you can add stuff to your credit report and get a higher score. And that's true. You can. But guess what? The question you ought to be asking is, but who's going to use that? Who's going to use me adding my own information to the credit report to boost my score? Okay. You're going to see a score boost, but guess what? For some lenders, that stuff don't count. It don't count that you added, that you pay something every month that the original lender does not report. It's going to show you the higher score, and you're going to feel good about, I boosted my score. And then when you come to me, the mortgage lender of 25 years, and you say, I just added all these things to my credit. And then I look at it and I'm going to be like, you know what? Our system's not going to accept it. So now you're going to have to remove this, remove that, remove this. There's certain things that, guess what? when you go to buy something, just because you added the boost yourself, I'm not going to even say the name of the credit bureau that keeps telling y'all that. Now, this is the thing. Y'all should know. I'm going to give you a side note. If a credit bureau is telling you to pay them to help you boost your score by entering a monitoring agreement or whatever, right? Why in the world would they make you do that when all you have to do is report it and not have to pay anything? There's something wrong with that, right? Yeah. Why? Because everybody's not going to accept that. So what you want to do is you want to build your credit the right way so that you don't have to worry about somebody saying, okay, that thing you use to build your credit, take it off, right? They're not going to make you do that, right? So we're building credit the right way over here, right? We're building credit the right way. So it's important that your FICO scores, that you know, listen, that you know what makes up the FICO scores. Let me get my pie up right now. So that you know what makes up the FICO score, okay? Because you got to have a good credit mix as well on your credit. If you want to have the higher scores, you got to have a credit mix. The credit mix is 10% of your score, okay? 10% of your score. Right now, revolving credit drives your score more than anything. Revolving credit, I want to see if somebody knows what revolving credit is. Tell me what revolving credit is in the chat. I want to see it. I want to see it before I tell y'all what it is. That's it. But build credit, boost scores, and buy houses. That's what we're doing over here. Listen. Hey, Pierre Parade. Hi. Yes. Revolving credit is credit cards. Listen, y'all, if you don't do anything else, you got to pay attention to the credit cards. You got to pay attention to how much money do I owe on these credit cards. Now, I know it's after Christmas, and some of y'all just kind of blew it. You kind of blew it, right? Well, you need to start doing what's called the Snowball Method, and you learn more about that in the classes. But listen, you need to do the Snowball Method and begin to pay those doggone bills down, pay those balances down, because they are credit score killers, okay? Anytime you have a high balance on a credit card and it's close to your limit, listen, if you have a balance on your credit card right now and it's more than 10% of your limit, yes, I said 10%. I did not say 30, because that's the myth. That's the myth in the streets. That it should be 30%. Listen, for some people that's already in the 700s. For some people that's already in 800s, it may be 30%, because once you get to those type of scores and you've been there a while, the algorithm works for you, not against you. So even when you get a little nick, even when you get a little late payment or something, sometimes it will not even affect your score that much once you gotten to that level and stayed there for a while, right? But when you are in the lower levels and you need your credit to go up, the last thing you need is to have a lot of debt. The last thing you need is to owe a lot of people, right? So listen. You got to have a good credit mix, not just revolving, you should have also some installments possibly. Don't have a whole lot of credit, but the credit that you have should work for you, right? It should work for you. So yes. And yes, so you should be paying your accounts on time monthly. Listen, don't believe the hype. Paying on time is huge. That's how we are able to gauge whether you are credit worthy. Whether you are credit worthy. It's time to listen. We got a whole budgeting class. Listen, that 90-day transformation is going to be pow. Okay? Y'all going to learn so much in there. Your whole mindset going to change about your money. Listen, your whole mindset is going to change about your money. We do a budget buster session, and that right there going to turn your whole financial life around. In the 90-day transformation class. That class is going to change your whole mindset on how you deal with your money, how you look at your money, how if somebody coming for your money, you're going to learn how to say, hold up, wait a minute. You are covering an area that is not a do not enter. Okay. So listen. Because we all get it. We get it from family. We get it from friends. Budget busters. They will bust your budget. You don't need to bust your budget. You just let somebody else bust it. Let me hold 20. Let me hold 30. I'm going to save that for the class. Anyway, I'm going to rewind and let's go back to this mix of credit. So a good mix of credit to have is credit cards, installments. Installments are loans. Installments are agreements that you pay over a set amount of time. That is an installment, okay? So when you hear that word installment, that's what that means. And you'll see that on a credit report, okay? Okay, and you guys got to learn how to read a credit report, because if you can't read it, you can't fix it. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, I know it looks like a bunch of numbers all jumbled up, all these different things, and the only thing you could probably pick out is your balance and your payment. But all those different numbers mean something, and listen, you should know what it means as a consumer, right? And so listen. So for creditors, it stands to reason that the better you manage different loans and lines of credit, the lower your risk is. So that's why they want to see that you have different types of credit, whether it's revolving, how have you paid loans in the past, how you pay your car note is an installment loan, even though it may be 5 years, might be 3 years, it's an installment. Okay, how you pay mortgages, in the past. Listen, I'm going to be giving some serious information on how to make comebacks from some bad stuff. Okay, because you can make a comeback. So don't worry about it. And stop being embarrassed about credit. Can I say that? Because listen, everybody has situations that happen. Everybody has hardship times. Everybody makes a nick and forget something. Listen, all you need to know is how to manage your credit, meaning how to fix it yourself and how to make a comeback from whatever it is you got going on. Okay. I'm not going to even tell y'all I had like 3 foreclosures before. Yes, I did. But guess what? Sister done came back from that. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So listen, things happen. Even when y'all trying to be big time investors, hello, things happen, right? And so we make decisions based on what is happening at that time. We don't have a choice, but you can come back from anything. I had a 504 credit score. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Okay. I had a 504 credit score, single with 2 children, and still bought a house. So don't play with me. Somebody put it in the chat. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Listen, we're learning this because y'all don't play with your credit, right? Once we get this thing going, you're going to be like, oh, Sean, this is what happened to me. I'm going to be hearing so many stories. And I want to hear so many stories of how you guys are going to be getting over your credit situations. So listen, figuring out the mix. Listen. You got to check your credit and you got to know what's going on with it. Stop trying to hide from the credit report. How many people have a credit monitoring service? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a credit monitoring service, whether it's free or otherwise, whether you are monitoring your credit. I want to see who's monitoring their credit. Right? That's right. Don't play with me, Pierre Parade. Don't play with me, God's homeboy. Yes. Okay. Put those 1s in the chat if you have a credit monitoring. All right. Excellent. So listen, we're going to be learning how to build credit as well. Some of y'all, your credit score is not high enough because you don't have enough credit mix and you don't have enough activity going on to build a higher score. There is a difference. You can't just have an account and just let it sit there, right? You got to know how to work it. You got to learn how to work it so the score goes up so that you get to 750. Hello, somebody. Now I'm going to start posting some receipts because some of y'all don't know me and they're like, maybe she don't get no results. Let me tell you something, honey. In my last 90-day credit transformation, which ended at the beginning of this month. Hello, somebody. We had a student that got over 90 points in less than 45 days because for the first 30 days, you learn it. And for those next 45 days, listen, she was doing her thing. And so were many others of them. They received some great results, okay? Not only that, I had one of my students got a $25,000 credit card approved. What? By using the principles. Somebody put it in the chat. I'm using it. So listen. There's different types of credit accounts that drive your FICO score, okay? The revolving accounts. Revolving is the credit cards. That could be your gas card, your retail store card, Dillard's, Macy's, JCPenney, whatever it is, right? Those are revolving. Then you have the installment accounts. That's your mortgage, your auto accounts, your student loans. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother legend of a story, student loans. But we're going to be putting out some information. I know y'all saw the thing about Navient, and I know y'all saw, there's some things that can help you get rid of those student loans. Right? There's programs, there's income-based payments, there's all types of things. So if you need the student loan class, just DM me, because I need to see how many people really need it before I begin to offer it. Okay. So if you need student loans, just listen, send me a message and say student loans. And then I want to see how many people are going to need it. Okay. But that's also considered an installment account. Okay. And let me tell y'all something. Federal debt is never forgiven unless there's something special, that is a special provision that's being happening. So now, right now, we know that Navient has a special provision because they lost the big case, right? But there's going to be some other things that are coming down the pipe for student loans. I want to see you guys take advantage of that. Okay. There's a myth about not getting approved for a house with high student loans. Is that true? Now, that's a whole nother student loan class, but I'm going to take a side trail. Miss Expensive, just for you. Listen, there is a myth. Well, it was a myth, but it was not a myth, because the rules about buying a house at one time was not favorable for people with student loans. So, that was true. That was true. If you had a ton of student loans, we had to count a ton of payments, which made people not get approved. But that has changed. The guidelines have changed. It has become a lot easier for people with student loans. We're now able to count those income-based payments instead of those other big payments. So now, yes, it is a myth now, but at one time it wasn't. It was not a myth at one time. So yes, for those of you with the student loans, listen, things are in your favor again for buying a house, okay? And I'm going to cover that. I'm going to make sure I do a live about student loans. Now, y'all know what else? Follow my page, the Student Loan Lady. Follow my Student Loan Lady page, because that's the page I'm going to be doing the lives for student loans. Don't forget, follow my Student Loan Lady page, okay? All right. So you got to have the installment loans as well. It's important that you have a mix as well. If you don't have a mix, we need to get together and have a strategic plan, okay? Strategic plan for you. And that's what happens inside our transformation class. Now, Boss Academy is going to get the information, but transformation class is hands-on 90 days. You get a one-on-one with me. You get a blueprint of where you should be going, what you're going to be doing with your credit, and then take off like a rocket. Okay? So that's what that is. I hope. Oh, good. I hope I answered your question. All right. So we're at 1229. So listen, it's important that you understand FICO scores is what's happening. Forget about the Vantage scores. I'm not saying forget about it, but you know what I mean. Like, they don't mean nothing. Okay. That's just a gauge for consumers to see where they're at. And then it's not even accurate. If you have Credit Karma like me, and I said like me, because I will say that if you have to have a free monitoring service, I would say Credit Karma, because they are accurate in what is being reported. And they will give you indicators anytime. It could be 12 midnight. If something changed on your credit report, they're going to send you an indicator. Somebody said, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you have to say thank you to that. Okay. And so then you also, with the Credit Karma, whatever your scores are, usually deduct 20 points from that. And that's going to be your FICO. Okay. Credit Karma scores are definitely, they will report higher. But your scores, your actual FICO scores are going to be lower than that, because they're not calculating FICO score. Okay. So that's important. All right. And so, okay. So FICO scores were introduced 25 years ago. And then that's what we get from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Okay. I thought I saw another question. What about your bank? Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Go ahead and re-answer. Reposition your question, Renata, so that know what I'm answering. What about my bank? What about my bank for the student loans? Listen, let me tell you guys something about home loans. That's a whole nother class. Who wants to do, who needs to do the home buyer class? Put a 5 in the chat. Put a 5 in the chat. Because if you guys need to do a home buyers class, I'm going to do it the second week of February. I want to see a 5 in the chat. Okay. For home buying, all rules are the same no matter where you go, unless that company has a special program. FHA rules are the same everywhere. Conventional rules are the same everywhere. VA rules are the same everywhere. Rural development rules are the same everywhere. I see those 5s. I see those 5s. Okay, great. Okay, oh, my bank. My bank gives me a credit score every month. It goes up or down. How accurate is it? Well, it's not accurate according to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, because unless your bank is saying which bureau it's coming from. If your bank is not telling you it's coming from one of those bureaus, they are trying to enact a score for you. Okay, it's gonna be like a Credit Karma score. That means that they have built a system that analyzes your credit and is simulating, meaning simulating a score for you. If your bank or some other monitoring service is not calling out one of those entities, that means that they are simulating a score, and that means that that score is probably not accurate. It may be in the neighborhood of your right score, but it may not be the actual score. Okay, I hope that I answered that question for you. Let's see, I got another question. Enroll you for the entire semester. Yes, get on in, y'all. I'm telling you, this is going to be awesome. How can you get all 3 bureaus to report the same? You can't. No, none of the bureaus will ever match. And if they match, it's rare. It's very rare if your score will match. 2 bureaus will match. I've seen it a few times, but very, very rare. And that's because they all have their own scoring system they're putting your information in. And well, that's a whole nother class, y'all. Y'all just got to start following me for the lives, because I'm going to give you the information. But listen, the reason why is because one bureau may get information from one lender, another bureau, the lender may not even report to them. So you may have dealers reporting to Equifax, and dealers might not even report to TransUnion, right? And if TransUnion don't get the dealer to report, then they're only giving you a score based on whoever is reporting to them. And then if they don't report at the same time of the month to those credit bureaus, then it's going on at a different time. So you're talking about not only is it being reported and during the month at a different time, it may not be reported at all. So, okay, now one thing I will say, if you ever had an SBA loan of any kind, they don't report at all. You won't have any score from them because they don't even spend their money on reporting. You have to actually go to them directly and ask for your credit history, and then you can manually add it. If it's good, I would manually add it. You can manually add it to your credit report. Okay, so it is not a requirement for lenders to report. Did y'all know that? That's not a requirement. They do it because it's good for the consumer, but they are not required to report to the credit bureau. Okay, so listen, that's why your scores are different. There's different reasons why your scores are different, right? And even sometimes your information may be wrong. Your name might be spelled wrong. Your address might be spelled wrong. It may be an account from way when you lived 10 years ago. They're using a different address to report you. All kinds of stuff is going on your credit report. That's why I say my systems are all about you controlling your credit. If you don't control your credit, who will? Who will? You don't want Joe Blow, who's reading an article and putting up a class to give you information about credit. How do you know that they even know what they're talking about? Huh? Don't go for the shiny colors and all that on the pages, guys. These people don't know. That's why I'm on here now. I'm like, this is absolute pandemonium on here. Okay. So listen, do you have a collection removal class? Yes, I do. Yes. That's not right now. That's my 90-day transformation. Let me tell you this about the 90-day transformation class, and then I'm gonna tell y'all about the Boss Academy. When you sign up for the 90-day transformation, that one's $47 for 3 months, right? You're going to get a one-on-one audit of your credit. What do you need and what roadmap you need to follow to get where you need to go. That includes collections, bankruptcy, whatever's on there. You're going to get a one-on-one with me, and I'm going to give you a roadmap of what you need to do to follow it, right? And then you're going to be released into the 90-day class, and you're going to get the proper information that you need to take care of what you need on your credit. That's the first thing, okay? It's going to cover all of that. It's going to cover not only collection removal, it's going to cover budgeting, it's going to cover how to dispute items. You're going to get free dispute letters. That class is phenomenal for the price, okay? I'm only doing that price because I just believe in helping. My job is to help. But I also understand that people do not respect free. I've learned that. Okay. And so it does take time with the materials and the time that it takes to do the class. But I promise you, you will not find a class with the amount of information that you get in 90 days for $47 a month. Okay. Okay. Not only that, you can reach out to me at any time and ask me questions, and I'm going to be walking you through your situations. Right. So get into listen, it starts next week, and I only taking, 10 more seats. 10 more seats. So y'all better get to registering. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till the next cohort, which is in 90 days. I won't be accepting any more people until 90 days after this 90 days that's coming up. Okay. So that's what's going on. Click the link to join. If you click the link on any of my pages, if you're inside the group, there's a post inside the group that has the link. If you're on my IG page, click the link in my bio, scroll down to 90-day transformation, click that link, join. Okay. Click the link and join. I promise you, you will love the 90-day transformation. If you come to the first class, you don't like it, cancel. I'm going to give you your money back. It's that simple. It's just that simple. But I promise you, you're going to be like, why didn't I do this before? Okay. So 90-day transformation, click the link in my bio, get in the class. I got 10 seats left. That's it. Okay. Y'all want to get into that. Now, for the Boss Academy is an online course. It is a do-it-yourself, of course. And listen, it is self-paced. So you'll be going through the videos, learning all about credit, learning how to do things. Listen, you will also receive a set of dispute letters when you get to that level in the class. You're going to be getting all types of worksheets, all types of things inside there as well, but it will not be live. My 90-day transformation class is live. You have a live class every single week, every Tuesday at 7. Okay. Boss Academy gets the lives like you're on now, as well as some private Zoom classes as well. So, and that one is, believe it or not, guys, $5.77 because of my birthday was last week. I turned 57, so I'm having a birthday sale, and it's only going to be on till the end of the month. So get into the Boss Academy, okay? You're going to get emails that bring you on a journey of credit repair, of doing it yourself and understanding your credit and how to boost scores, right? So you want to get on that. After 1 month, after 30 days, it is $21 a month. What in the world are you going to do, right? Because there's nothing out there, I promise you, that's going to give you the information that I'm going to give you and the learning that you're going to get for $21, right? I'm doing this because I want to see you thrive. I want to see you guys do well, right? Right? And I'm going to have some of my previous clients come on because, listen, they are soaring right now. They're owning businesses. They're investors. They're renovating and flipping properties. They're doing all kinds of things. But listen, you got to get the ground floor. You got to get the ground floor right. You got to get the foundation right. The credit got to be right. Okay. And then from there, listen, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Who am I talking to? Go ahead, put a heart in the chat because you know I love hearts. Go ahead, put a heart in the chat. Put a heart in the chat. Okay. Put a heart in the chat. All right. So that's what we're talking about. So listen. That's why you're scoring. Those FICO scores are important because there's different information that is being reported that cause your scores to be different. All right. There are different. So when you go to buy a car, there's different scores. They want to see how do you pay cars back. When you come to buy a house, we do what's called a full mortgage credit report. That's everything that was ever on you. We get every name you ever used. We get everything, every address you ever used, everything. Okay. So every industry scores for itself. That's why when you go to get a credit card, your score might be a 720, but then when you come to me to buy the house, it's a 660. Why? Because it's two different industries that are pulling your FICO scores and scoring based on that industry. Okay. That's why things are always different. And so it's important that we get them high enough that no matter who pulls it, you're going to get approved. All right. And now let me say this as well. Sometimes in some industries, the FICO is not even important. They will take you at a lower score in the sixes or whatever, the low sixes or whatever. But what is important is that overall, when they look at your scoring, when they look at your credit, that you haven't had lates, that you haven't, had all these collections and stuff. And guess what? I'm going to show you how to clear those collections. A lot of them, you can just dispute them actually because it's been so long or it's been sold to another company and another one and another one. And let me tell y'all something. I believe in showing you how to repair your credit for good. Okay? For good. For good means that you're going to repair it. You're going to control it. You're not allowing someone else. You're not paying someone else to get rid of a collection and in 6 months it came back. Yeah, I know. I know. That's what's happening all over the internet. Why? Because they're really not credit professionals. Okay. Listen. Not only that, they're not telling you the truth. When you dispute an item, there is a chance that it will come back. If that company decides, okay, they disputed me, I'm just going to sell it to somebody else. And that's what they do. And they sell it to somebody else, and now somebody else just picked it up. And now you back in that same ugly circle. Okay, so how do we get rid of it? Settle it. When you settle something, it's not coming back. It's not coming back. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's how you do it. If you want to permanently make sure that your credit is changing for good, there is a strategy to this. Okay. Some things we can dispute and they won't come back. Some things will come back. All right. All right. So you just need the proper information. So it's 12:44. I said 45 minutes. So I'm going to take some questions real quick. Go ahead and give me some questions. Oh, I'm glad you're a part of Boss Academy. I am excited. All my students are on today. I'm excited. Listen, we're going to be having next week, or when all of our lives, our private lives are going to start next week. Okay. In the meantime, get on these public lives, but our private lives, listen, we're not going to have time restraints and all that. I'm going to be taking questions. Listen, I believe in taking the time. Guys, y'all know I can get silly and all that, but I believe in taking the time with you guys because I want to see you. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you start like I did at a 504 and come on up in the 700s. Okay. Only reason why I'm not in the 8s is because I got open debt. There's some things that I have to finance, guys, and so sometimes when you're in debt, you won't get that 800, but that's okay. You have a strategy for what you need in life, right? Everybody has a strategy and everybody has a different set of needs for their credit. And so we should be building and we should be repairing our credit based on what our goals are. Nobody really says that much. But yes, you should be repairing your credit based on what your goals are. You should be building your credit based on what your goals are, whether it's buying real estate, whether it's buying a car, whatever it is, getting large amounts of lines of credit, whatever it is, you have to have the strategy for your life, right? To build and repair your credit. And that's important. Okay. I hope this has been very informative. That's because I need that hand holding. You are something else because that's exactly what I was going to call my program. Hold my hand. Hold my hand credit repair. Why? Because you do. You need a coach that's going to stay on you and say, okay, did you send out those dispute? Okay, did you do this? Did you do that? That's what this 90-day transformation is about. We come together once a week and you're able to ask me anything. We're able to go over things together. Listen, you will get one-on-one a month that you can schedule with me, right? And that's going to be the hand holding. If you need your hand held, click the link in my bio. If you need to be able to ask me one-on-one questions and it's not in a group, click the link in my bio. Get the 90-day transformation. Okay? Get the 90-day transformation. What would the and listen, another thing. When you get the 90-day transformation, you're already automatically enrolled into the Boss Academy. So you get it. You get the Boss Academy anyway. Okay? So with the 90-day transformation, you get the Boss Academy and you get the 90-day transformation class. Okay? All right? Would the academy be beneficial for someone that's already in the 700s? Absolutely. If you're trying to make it to 800, I'm going to give you the strategy to get there. We're going to analyze where you're at and what are your blocks? What is stopping you from going any higher, right? And how to build that thing to get up there. Yes, the transformation class is actually for anyone, no matter what level you're on, because remember, you're going to get the one-on-one roadmap for you, right? And you're going to get the information that you need every single week for 90 days. So clear your calendars every week for 90 days. Tuesdays at 7, we have live classes on Zoom. Okay? And that is where you're going to get the help that you need to get to the next level, right? We learn about everything in that class, not just boosting score. We learn budgeting. We learn mindset. We learn home buying. We learn how to save your money. We learn all of that in those classes, okay? And then you get the coaching one-on-one. So that's very important for you guys to get into that class if you need it. All right, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you guys. Yes, Rose, that's right. That's right. I am so happy to see so many of you today. I'm telling you. I'm excited about it. Excited. And I hope that you guys are getting your emails. If you're not getting your emails, check your spam folder. Make sure that my email is getting through to you, because we are sending information even in the email. Okay. And we're going to begin also our texting system that's going to help as well, let you know when I am live so that you don't miss the lives as well. I hope this has been some great lunchtime information for you guys. You can go back and watch the rebroadcast. I'm going to leave it up and see you soon.